The beep heard round the world, the birth of the space age. I'm Jane Platt with a podcast from JPL, NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California. October 4th, 1957.
Today, a new moon is in the sky, a 23-inch metal sphere placed in orbit by a Russian rocket. You are hearing the actual signals transmitted by the Earth-circling satellite, one of the great scientific feats of the age.
With those faint beeps from that metal sphere called Sputnik, the Soviet Union became the first country ever to launch a satellite into space, much to the chagrin of Americans. JPL veteran John Cassani was here at work during that life-changing moment.
That sort of shook us all pretty much. I mean, I can remember going out in the parking lot in back of one of the buildings over here in the early evening, and we could see the doggone thing flying overhead, and that was really quite an experience to know that those, the Russians had done it and we hadn't.
For the people in the know, it really wasn't a shock. But for the general populace, it was, in the United States particularly, it was our technological Pearl Harbor.
Blaine Baggett of JPL has produced an in-depth documentary about Sputnik and America's successful response to it, the Explorer satellite developed by JPL. To understand why Sputnik was so disturbing to Americans, you have to consider the timing. 1957, a dozen years after the U.S. and its allies defeated Germany and the other Axis countries during World War II. A quieter, more insidious battle was looming with the Soviet Union, the Cold War.
You have the fact that even though the World War II is over, our former ally becomes our adversary in the Soviet Union.
And then, as if the first Soviet Sputnik wasn't bad enough,
less than a month later, Sputnik 2 goes up. Sputnik 2 launches, in essence, an 1,100-pound satellite. This is enormous, and it has a dog on board. But this has enormous military implications, because if they can lob that large of a satellite into space, they can lob a nuclear weapon towards the United States.
To have the communists lead in technology, to pioneer a new frontier of infinite size, in a sense, to capture the future, the symbolism was horrifying. What did this mean?